Right, just a couple of mailbag items. I'm hoping that one of these is something I'm waiting for, so I thought I'd just do a couple of little bits. So let's see what we got. Right, these look like 16 pin ribbon cable connectors, which are for this project here, this thing here. So you see it's massive cable, so I'm just cut that down short and put a different connector on. Bought a whole bunch of them from China because it's just cheaper than buying them locally. But yeah, that'll do me for quite a while. Oh no, it's not what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for a capacitor for that power supply. We'd not ordered it over a week ago. It should have been here by now, and it's not. And some more cables. Let's have a look. Lightning cables for iPhones or similar. It's in there pretty tight. Okay, pop it out the back. So I got these ones because of the angle connector on them. Actually, it's a that's quite neat. I haven't seen one of these before. I knew they were around, but I haven't actually come across one. It's a USB connector, which has got a divider down the centre, so you can plug it in either way around, which is really handy. I think I got this for the car because of the right angle. It means it doesn't stick out too far from the stereo, because the stereo's got a USB plug in it, and you plug it into that, and the thing sticks out that much before it loops around, and it's just it just makes a mess. So I saw this here. I thought, I'll get one of these and just see how these go. See what they're like. That's actually quite nice. That's the it's an aluminium. Feels like aluminium anyway, but it's got a texture to it, which is going to make it easy to pull it out, which is a good thing. All these plugs are too small. They should be, really, they should be like 10mm longer, so you can actually grab hold of things and pull them out. Because when you got a case, then you actually can't grab hold of them, because the case comes out of here, and you got like a little bit like this. You're just trying to grab hold of the end of it. It's just anyway. First world problems. So yeah, that's that. So I thought I'd get some of those for the car. So still no capacitors yet. That's taken a while. I ordered them from 2 different places. I ordered them from RS and from JCar. JCar's got sent out the same day, and that was Wednesday last week, which is 6 days ago. Not here yet. They're like half an hour's drive away north. It's like ridiculous. Anyway, so that's the mailbag for now, and I'll come back and do more when I get some more stuff, and hopefully get the bits to fix this power supply. Have a good one. Right, a bit more mailbag. Couple of items. I'm not quite sure what they are. Especially this thing, I'm a bit of a puzzle. So let's find out. Right. Hold that thought. Right. Excuse me. Now, I know what this is now. It's a bench upgrade. It's a new mat. Yay. Grey mat. It's an anti-static mat. So this mat here is starting to sort of look a bit worse for wear and a bit dirty and stuff. So I've got one of these, which is anti-static as well, obviously. And yes, it does come with a little earth connection thing tacked onto it. So yeah, all good. I do actually have a wrist strap thing to put onto here, but also need to earth onto this and look at a wrist strap. I do have one. Yeah, I don't tend to use them. I've never actually had anything blow up on me for not using anti-static wrist strap, because I touch the surface it's on first and that kind of thing. I think, well, if you have a path to ground in any way, then there's a potential for a discharge, right? But if everything is insulated, there's no path to ground, and therefore nothing will happen. So to me, actually having a anti-static thing, which is a path to ground, is actually not as good as being completely insulated from ground. But anyway, I mean, that's what wooden bench and stuff like that, and cloth, which is non-conductive and all that kind of thing. Anyway, never mind. Alright, next thing. That's quite a big mat too. I wanted to fill up this gap on the bench to replace this existing one. So what's this? Oh, J-cars. Right. Here we go. Now, are these the right ones? Ordered some capacitors from different places. Yeah, questionable quality. It's supposed to be 5 in here. Why is there only 2? Why did I only buy 2? No, I only bought 2, that's right. Now these are X2 caps, 275 volt rated, 411056, which is to replace this one here, 407056. All right, so its ratings are better, apart from voltage, which is 25 volts lower, which makes me a little, edgy about whether or not use it. Yeah, I don't know. It's a suntan brand, so it's like a Chinese thing probably too. It's like, I don't know. It's one of the ones I ordered when I was trying to find the right caps for this power supply over here. This one, where the C6 blew up. Sorry, C7 down there. This is for the HP 8647 signal generator. I did actually manage to find another power supply online, which I've also purchased. They reckon it will be working. I negotiated a while trying to get the price better on eBay, but I've managed to get the price down, but not as low as I wanted for an unknown condition power supply. Anyway, so that's on its way eventually. They haven't actually posted it yet, and that's like 2 weeks ago, and I ordered that. Anyway, so we'll see. I might put this in and just give it a go with no load on it and just see how things go. Yeah, so nice new mat, which I obviously have to earth. But that's not a big deal. Oh, look at that! It's going to cover up my sign. No, it's no good. No. I have to cut a bit off it. Right, here we go. There we go. Right, time for another mailbag video. I've got a bit of a mega mailbag. I've got a whole pile of stuff here. So let's get started. Well, that's some interesting packaging. Plastic tubes. What's in these? Okay, this is a pair of LED strip lights. These are for doing backlighting on LCD displays. The idea of this is that you replace a CCD with LED. This is the driver, which has got dual sockets on it. Some JWCO branded capacitor. Yeah, don't expect much to do. And DC in 0 to 30 volts. I'm not quite sure it's going to generate much on 0 volts input, but that's obviously wrong. I think it'll be a bit more than that. And there is information about this. Here we go. Voltage in, enable, dim, ground. Okay, well, I'll have to play around with that sometime. So I bought a few different ones. Well, I bought a few. These ones might not be the same. So look. These ones appear to be the same one. I did buy a couple of different sizes, so I thought these might be handy for doing display repairs and like older test gear, where the original backlighting is really dim, you just can't see it. Because it's such a small strip, you can probably just tuck it above the display and cut it off to the length you need. Within reason, I think they are done in sets, I'm not quite sure. Can't quite see there. Yeah, it's just got a parallel line down the back here. Main rails coming straight down the back. So I think it runs on a high voltage. But I thought that'd be something worth playing around with and see if I can make some headway with that. It'd be quite handy for bits of test gear if it works, if I can get them in there. That'd be a subject to a future video, I expect. Okay. Next thing. It's RS, so what we got? Capacitors. Alright, these are the ones I purchased for the HP 8647A, which had the power supply failure. Yeah, I ended up buying one from somewhere else as well. That one arrived first, so yeah, I may put this in still. I may still replace it with one of those. We'll see how we go. I did the repair video recently for that, so you would have seen that probably. Next thing. Oh yes, some more of these. So I already had some of these from a previous mailbag, which is still sitting here. I wanted to get some more to make sure I've definitely got plenty. Because the problem with these sorts of things, these are magnetic cables, right? So let's type it. I have one here already out of the bag, which I showed in a previous mailbag, but I'll show again. So this is you can see from the bits of metal stuff to it, magnetic adapter. So you just put that in the phone and it stays in the phone, and then you've got the cable, which then really convenient, these magnets, you know, sticks on, nice and easy to get on and off. No more stressing trying to get the things in and out. But the problem is, obviously, if you've got more than one cable you normally use, you plug in, say, a car or computer or whatever, you need more than one cable. So I bought a whole bunch of these, because you only have one of these, but a whole bunch of cables. And they're cheap, these, they're like $5 now, something like that. They're pretty cheap, so I'll start up on them. A whole bunch of them the same. Okay, next one. Right, these are either 300 ohm resistors, can I say 300 ohm resistors, or 300 ohm ferrite beads. I've ordered both. These are for my EP4 project, for my revision of this display, which needs resistors on it for each LED segment. I'm also putting ferrite beads in to help reducing the noise and stuff getting in too, so I'm going to be a combination resistor and ferrite bead. I think these are just resistors. I will have to look into that some more and find out. Okay, it's another 40x2 display. It's an LCM 4002A variant. I believe they're supposed to be compatible with Hitachi, but I haven't actually researched that, but they should be. But yeah, this was another option for that HP 8904A, which has got the poor backlighting. So if I can't use those LED strips which I showed you just now, I could replace the whole unit. I did do a mailbag on a previous one of these I purchased, so I've got another one. So I've got a few of those now. I'll use those in other things, I'm sure. Just put that back there. Right, next. This little phone mount. And the biggest thing with these phone mounts is how good the suction is on these, because they often will just fall off. So this seems like a fairly decent amount of movement. Nice latching on there. It's got a ball mount which is adjustable by the looks of it. Yep. And adjustable width. So this wasn't expensive, as always. Have to look at getting this ball mount in there. It will go in, I'm sure. Oh, man, it should go in. That's a very tight fit, but it will go. There we go. Right, so take that nut off here first. Okay. So stick on the window, any orientation you want, which is quite good. The only real thing is how well the suction mount goes, because this is always the weakest point of these things. Is always, you know, if it's going to maintain a good suction onto the window or not. This bit is good. I like that swiveling section there. So yeah, and it's got a nice positive gripping there where it's got the notches, so it's keyed, so we'll just lock in where we leave it. So that's good. Again, that mount wasn't that much. It was probably $5 or something. Well, I don't spend a lot of money on those sorts of things. Not worth it. And here's another version. Mounts always end up breaking somewhere or other, so it's always handy having more than one. So, well, I've got to get one, I might as well get two. And this is a different variant again. Again, it's got a nice locking on there for that arm. Same swivel thing, but it's also got extension on there too. So it's a bit of a different variant from that. So you've actually got probably a bit greater distance on it. Go back further. As far as how you set this up, I'm not sure. Those. Okay, that's sprung. So that's a sprung mechanism there instead. So it grips that way. And this appears to be adjustable, so you can adjust the center position and the height. Not as nice as the first unit. Doesn't feel as nice. Suppose you can squeeze those to set it. Oh yeah, okay. So you can squeeze those to latch it in place. Very interesting idea. You squeeze those to push the arms out. You push the centre bit. When you push the phone in, it grips it. But it's not bad, is it? See how good it is in practice. And again, it's got the ball mount. That doesn't feel as good as the other one. So let's look at the distances you're going to get. So you can see it's quite a bit more than the first unit. So if you need to get closer, then this will be better for that. I don't think it's even right out, is it? No. So potentially you could have it, you know, what, 3 inches further out, something like that. Or we could do it that way. I mean, sideways on, even. So yeah, good options. Now, what's the suction part like? So that's the lever. How much does that move by? Be hard to see. Probably about 5 mil. Compare it to this one. Yeah, I think this one's got slightly better suction power. That goes in further. So, anyway, options. We'll see what happens. Next thing. Oh, look, it's another one. That one actually feels even better than the previous one, actually, as far as the depth of suction. That's pulling a long way. But it's got a fixed mount, non-adjustable, and a very basic swivel. It is sprung as well. Because another thing I actually had in mind is maybe putting a one of these up on my shelf here as a bracket for holding the phone. So that's why I've got so many of them. It's not just for in the car. So whichever one works best in the car will go in there, and maybe one of the others will go on a shelf. So this could potentially fit quite nicely, like under a shelf up here. It could possibly work. Instead of what I'm doing right now, which is kind of wedging things in place. So yeah, that could potentially work. I have to see. But yeah, that's not bad either. That feels quite nice. It's a nice solid action there. Plastic looks reasonable. Doors seem okay. So this one, the actual mount feels cheaper than the other ones. This mount feels nicer. This one feels cheaper. This one feels okay. They're sort of in between the two probably. But yeah, okay. Last thing. Some Chinese speakers. It's for my wife's car because she needs them. And I didn't want to put some super expensive things in there because I wasn't quite sure what I was going to need. I thought they should do the job. Yeah, max power, take a grain of salt, was probably about 15 watts or something. But Nice tacky looking metallic silver, but it doesn't matter because it's going inside the door, so I don't need it. You won't even see the things. And it's a two-way, so it's got a tweeter in the centre there. Usually there's a capacitor. Yep, there it is, just there. You can just see it in there. So that's the filter capacitor. It's just really basic, 3 dB or something. Roll off from the tweeter frequencies, just to cut the bass out. But yes, I think these were about what were they? About $10, something stupid like that. It wasn't, maybe $15. It wasn't much at all. Comes with cable, but yeah, that's like hair thick wiring. Won't be using that. But no plugs. Let's have a look see if there's any plugs inside here. No. So it's okay. I don't really require any connectors anyway, but you know, usually you get wires, you expect them to include the plugs that go onto the terminals, wouldn't you? Anyway, doesn't really matter. So yeah. So I think these are supposed to be what were they? 25 RMS, I think they said they were, can't remember now, but I doubt it. Can't really trust those, especially when they start using max power or PMPO, that sort of rubbish. What does it say in the box? Does it say anything about what they are? It says max power 60 watt, but there's two different versions, so yeah. Yeah, also uses box other things, so you can ignore that. Anyway, so there's another job to do. Let's to fit those in. Okay, so I think that's the mailbag for now. Bit of a long one. So yeah. It'd be interesting looking at these LEDs especially. That'll definitely be interesting looking at those. Seeing how well they perform. So that's it, all done. Do the usual stuff, subscribe, you know how to do it. Anyway, catch you later. See ya. Have a good one.